I came here to tell somebody today, you've been looking at your life and it feels dark, it feels heavy, and it feels like they threw dirt on you. But I came to prophecy. You are not being buried, you are being planted. Oh, you better hear me today, because a burial is the end, but a planting is a beginning. A burial is about death, but planting is about life. And I don't know who I'm preaching to, but that dirt they put on you, that betrayal, that disappointment, that loss, it's not a coffin, it's a cradle for your next season. If you can just hold on in the dark, roots are growing, faith is forming, and a harvest is on the way. You thought the dirt was there to suffocate you, to hide you, to smother your dreams. But dirt doesn't just bury, dirt covers. The enemy thought he was sealing your fate, but God was shielding your future. And back when they threw words on you, when they threw lies on you, when life threw its worst at you, it wasn't the end, it was protection. See, a seed cannot survive exposed. It has to be covered, tucked away where the sun can't scorch it and the winds can't tear it apart. That's what the dirt is doing in your life right now. It's creating a safe place for you to grow without the eyes and opinions of people trying to pluck you too soon. And you're under something heavy, yes, but heavy things don't always crush. Sometimes they guard. The dirt hides you from predators that would devour you before you're ready. It keeps you from being picked before your fruit is ripe. The dirt is God's camouflage, keeping your destiny concealed until it's strong enough to be revealed. You may not like the weight, you may not understand the darkness, but you'll thank God for the dirt when you see what it was protecting you from. The very thing you thought was your tomb has been your shelter, and when it's time, the same dirt that covered you will testify that you were never abandoned, you were being kept. It's in the dark that the real work happens. Nobody celebrates the dark, nobody posts about the dark, but that's where the unseen strength is formed. The seed doesn't sprout in the sunlight, it pushes in the soil, in a place where no one claps, no one sees, no one even knows it's there. In the dark, there is no applause, but there is progress. In the dark, roots start digging deep, anchoring you for the storms that are coming. People think your silence means you're stagnant, but they don't realize you're getting rooted so you won't be moved. God will let you go through seasons where he hides you in obscurity, where the only thing you can do is grow downward. It's uncomfortable because you want to be seen, you want to shine, but if you rise without roots, the first wind will topple you. The dark teaches you to depend on God's nourishment, to stretch toward his living water, even when you can't see where it's coming from. It's in the dark that your faith is refined, your character is strengthened, your dependence is solidified. And though it feels like nothing is happening, everything you'll ever need for your next season is being developed where no one can see it. Sometimes God will pull you away from the crowd, and not because you've done something wrong, but because he's preparing you for something greater. Isolation isn't punishment, it's positioning. When a seed is planted, it doesn't share its space. It's set apart so it can develop without distraction. You may feel like friends have drifted away, opportunities have dried up and doors have closed, but those closed spaces are God's workshop. He knows that if you're always surrounded by noise, you'll never hear his voice clearly. In isolation, he can strip away what's unnecessary, cut off what drains you, and shape you for where you're going. This is where vision becomes sharp, where faith becomes personal, where your identity is rooted in who God says you are rather than in what people think of you. And yes, it's lonely, but loneliness can be fertile ground for revelation. When you're set apart, you're being shielded from battles that aren't yours to fight and from people who can't go where you're going. Every great calling requires a season of being hidden, a season where you learn to walk with God without the applause of the crowd. What feels like abandonment is actually alignment, and when the season shifts, you'll emerge not just seen, but ready. Waiting seasons can feel like wasted seasons, but in God's hands, delay is never denial. A seed doesn't sprout the moment it's planted. There's a process hidden beneath the surface. What you call a setback, heaven calls setup. While you're anxious for the harvest, God is working on the foundation. He's making sure your roots can handle the weight of the fruit that's coming. If he rushed you, you'd rise too fast and collapse under the pressure. Development takes time for character to mature, time for wisdom to deepen, a time for your faith to be unshakable. The delay is shaping you into the person who can carry the blessing without it crushing you. In the soil of waiting, God is fine, tuning your perspective, teaching you patience, and aligning your heart with his will. You're not stuck. You're being strengthened. Just because you can't see progress doesn't mean there isn't any. Growth often happens in silence. Every day in the delay is a day closer to your destiny. And when the appointed time comes, the very season you thought was holding you back will prove to have been holding you together. A seed cannot remain whole and still fulfill its purpose. It must break open before life can emerge. That breaking is not destruction, it's transformation. You've been praying for growth, but growth often comes through seasons that stretch you, press you, and pull you apart in ways you didn't expect. The breaking feels like loss, but it's actually release. Inside the shell of the seed is the potential for something greater, and that potential cannot be unlocked without the pressure that cracks it open. Sometimes God will allow situations that shatter your comfort so that what he placed inside you can finally be seen. You may feel like you're falling apart, but in reality, you're coming into form. The breaking strips away what's no longer serving you, the habits, the mindsets, the fears, so that the life he designed that you can burst forth. It's uncomfortable, yes, but without it, you'd stay small, safe, and stuck. Every plant that blooms testifies that breaking was the only way to get there. You're not being ruined, you're being released into your purpose. And what's coming out of you be far greater than what you thought you lost.